Hello, hello, hello. You say hi, Medusa? Say hi, Medusa. Hi. She's like, what are you doing to me, Mom? So I had such a fantastic response on my Oracle poll, choose one or two, on Facebook. And I'm so appreciative of all your requests for these cards. So I wanted to just do a video for each of the cards to give you your insight for which one that you picked. So if you picked card number 1, this is the Say No card. All right, so I'm going to read it and then I'm going to give you my more advanced interpretation. Say no. The answer to your question is no. Your life is asking you to put up healthy boundaries in all areas. Start saying no to what drains you. When you do this, you will open up to more opportunities. Now, let the magic begin. Make a list of some activities and people that drain you. Say no to at least one of those and follow through. And your affirmation to repeat on a regular basis through this process is, I am setting boundaries. Now, if you're a people pleaser, I am a recovering people pleaser. If you are someone that is not used to saying no, you may feel guilty when you do say no. That's okay. You still need to say no because things are draining you to the point that you cannot exist in your own life, that you can't do the things that you need to do for yourself or even the people that you want to do for in your life. So it is so important that you look around in your life right now and figure out what it is that is draining you, what situation, what person, and say no to that. This is how I usually choose to say yes or no in a situation. So if someone calls me up and is like, hey, can you do this for me, blah, 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 I will take a step back and I'll go, you know what, I'm going to get back to you. Okay, let me get back to you. And I will meditate on it, or I will just ask my spirit guides, or I'll just ask myself internally, and I'll say, how do I feel about this situation? And if I feel like struggle and stress and like, oh, I just really don't want to do this, this is not something I really want to do right now, or I just don't want to give this energy, or this specific situation or person, it always drains me and I just don't want to do it, I say no. Now, flip side, if I feel like, yeah, I'm ready, I can do this, maybe they did drain me a little bit, but I feel that this is a good time to help them out and I can do this, or I can deal with this situation and I feel good about it, then I say yes. Now, if you say yes to a situation that you should be saying no to, you're not helping the situation and you're not helping the person. You're actually putting more stress and more negative energy into that situation, or adding to the draining of that person. So you're actually just going to make it worse for you and make it worse for the situation. So if it is draining of you, say no. And I could give you a time limit to do this in. And honestly, this is a lifelong thing. So it's time that you start doing this and checking in with yourself. You don't have to say yes right away. If someone asks you to do something, or if there's a situation that comes up, take a pause, tell them you'll get back to them, and then decide, and then give your answer. And the guilt, eventually, the guilt will get easier and easier. You won't feel it as much. Trust me, it does get easier and easier. Because with every no that you say to something that's draining you, you take back your power and it builds up within you, and you start to see the effects within your own life and the people around you. Things will change and you won't feel as guilty. Now, make the magic begin. Yeah, take a list. Sometimes I have so much stuff going on in my head, it's hard for me to actually decide what am I supposed to do with the situation? When I write it down on a piece of paper, it gets it out of my head. It's from a different perspective. I can read it and look at it. And sometimes I'll ask my husband or one of my best friends and be like, can you read this and kind of give me your take on it? And that really helps me understand what I need to do with the situation. So pick one thing on your list that's been draining you. Say no to that one thing. Start small. One thing. It can be just a small thing too. say no and follow through, and then keep building on that. And it will continue to get easier and better for you. And your affirmation, yes, I am setting boundaries. Write this down on a piece of paper, carry it with you. The next time someone calls you up and is like, hey, can you do this? Or messages you on Facebook, can you do this? Say, I will get back to you, and read your affirmation. I am setting boundaries, and then make your decision. All right? Okay, so I hope that serves you well. All right, so the second one is, if you picked card 2, break time. All right, stop doing and just be. You're doing too much. You become cloudy, so you need to regroup, take a trip, go for a walk, or just stop and breathe. Let the magic begin. Schedule me time into your daily schedule. Treat it like an important appointment you cannot miss. And your affirmation, I'm allowed to have me time. I'm allowed. All right. So what this is saying is that you're just doing too much for other people. And this goes along with that say no card. So if you picked 2 and you didn't pick 1 and vice versa, basically these 2 cards go together. So you're both cards are on the same vibration of self-care and self-love and taking back your power. So what this is saying though is, for you specifically with card 2, is you just got to stop doing altogether right now. Basically, just stop doing. It's not even about saying no. It's just about, you need to take a break. You're just doing too much. You're doing too much in your life. You're doing too much in general. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're feeling stressed out. So it is time for you to regroup. Now, if you're feeling cloudy, if you can't make decisions, if you're like, I don't know what I'm doing or what's going on right now, take a step back. Take a breath. Go for a walk. Go on a small trip, like just a day trip, and get away from it all and just take a break. Everything's going to be okay if you just take a break. It will be okay. Take a break, breathe. Now, easier said than done, right? We got kids, we got family, we got things going on, we got jobs. How can I just take a break? Okay, so you need to start scheduling me time in your planner. Whether it's on your phone, I have a written planner that I use. I always schedule. I look at my week as a whole. On Sundays, I'll look at my whole week, all my appointments, all that stuff, and then I will make sure I will schedule time slots within my planner written down. This time is for me. Whatever it may be, this is my time. So it's in my planner. So when I get to that day, I'm like, oh, yeah, I get some me time. And I don't care what anybody else says in my life. If my husband's like, hey, we need to do this, blah, 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 I need to do this. I'm sorry, I got this schedule and I need to stick to it. It's for me. I need to have this me time. Whether it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour, an hour, whatever you can swing that week, whether you can do it every day or maybe once a week, start scheduling some me time, because trust me, when you start taking care of you and taking these breaks and putting time back into you during the week, you're going to have more to give to others. You're going to be able to give more and do more for others, and you're going to be less cloudy and things are going to be more clear for you on a regular basis. All right. Now, your affirmation, I'm allowed to have me time. Again, write it down, carry it with you, say it all the time. When you're starting to feel overwhelmed, remind yourself, when you get to that part of your schedule during the week, you're like, oh, I scheduled this me time, but so-and-so needs me, or I need to do this, or I need to do this, and I need to do this. Read your affirmation before you do that and say, I'm allowed to have me time. I am allowed to have me time. And breathe. And the great thing about this is, if you are doing this for yourself, if you're giving yourself me time, you're teaching the people around you to do that for themselves. And if you're a mom or anybody that is influencing children in this world, you are teaching them young ages. I've always taught my kids starting at a young age to make sure you have me time. And I've always, my son's 24, he's in a relationship with his girlfriend. I've sat both of them down. I'm like, you guys are taking me time, right? For your individually, you guys have to take me time for yourself, and then you can have you time together. And I've always emphasized that with my kids. I've started very young at 3 years old. Like, this is your time for you to play with your toys. This is your time. This is me time for you. And then mommy's going to have me time for me over here. And that's okay. And over time, they got so used to that, they love it. And now as adults, they're doing that for themselves and they don't feel guilty. So if you are influencing kids in this world, if you're a teacher, a mom, an aunt, an uncle, a dad, a friend, or anything in this world that you are working with children or being around children, by you taking me time and voicing that, I'm taking me time for me because I need this, they are seeing that and they're going to know that it's okay for them to do it. And then we are raising a whole new generation of kids that when they get to adults aren't feeling guilty for taking care of themselves. That's where it starts. It starts here with us. So it starts here with you. All right. Okay. I'm allowed to have me time. Yay. All right. I love you. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day, and namaste.